was sitting in a rocking chair and knitting, but for some grannies, the thrill of competition and cheering fans is too much to resist. Chris Frank shows us some aging cagers who are strapping on their high tops and hitting the hardwood.
It is a Sunday afternoon in late February, and the Mulvane High School Gymnasium is hosting games for a type of basketball now growing in popularity.
Go Bells!
You will quickly notice the players aren't school age. These gray, white, and silver-haired gals affectionately call themselves grannies. This is Granny Basketball.
And it's amazing because suddenly Granny Basketball is really a thing.
Perhaps you've never heard of Granny Basketball. It's only been around since 2005. That's when Barb Trammell got some of her lady friends together for an exhibition game in Lansing, Iowa. They played by some 1920s era girls' game rules. They wore old-time cover-up everything type uniforms, including bloomers and knee-high stockings. By the rules, no bare legs or upper arms may be revealed. That would be a foul. The game was a hit. Others wanted to play, and soon teams and leagues formed.
We're having a great time.
That's a bit of its history. Now back to the present. 3 teams are competing in 2 games here. 2 Wichita teams are playing the Oklahoma City All-Stars.
We are All-Stars!
The All-Stars are getting their money's worth traveling to Kansas by playing 2 games.
I was just still being able to go play basketball at this age, over 50. Not telling you that.
About the age requirement. You must be at least 50 years old to play Granny Basketball.
This is my first game, and I just qualified to play at 50 years old.
There's no age limit on the top side.
Go Bells!
ICT Arrow Bells ages range from 58 to 86. And there have been grannies playing into their 90s on some teams. Granny Basketball markets itself as a gentle game for women of a certain age.
It's 50 to whatever, however long you want to play.
Granny game rules favor a slower pace for older players. For example, by rule, the grannies can't run and jump, but they can hurry. Here, a granny is whistled for running. That's a turnover.
Or you can move quickly.
But you can't.
Can't run.
Okay.
That's big enough your feet. You can shuffle. Shuffle's okay.
Lynn Schweitzer demonstrates with her feet the difference.
Not that.
But not.
Not this.
And during a break between quarters, a ref advises both benches about running.
We're going to tell both teams this, but there is way too much running.
Also, grannies don't have to cover the whole court like in conventional basketball. There are 3 courts, front, center, and back. 2 players per team are in each court, where they stay and pass the ball into the other courts. Guards on offense can shoot and score, while forwards defend. Centers are in the center court. Often teams rotate players so they get a chance to play at all positions. And you'll notice players are allowed 2 dribbles, then they pass or shoot. Like they call it, a gentle game for women of a certain age. But even in a gentler game, sometimes a player falls. It's called Granny Down. The fallen player has to sit out a play before returning. The rules are such to try to keep grannies from getting hurt on the court. Even so, mishaps occur. I no sooner got my camera rolling than when a granny hit the deck hard, resulting in a rare bloodletting upper eye cut. It was an innocent enough play, nothing intentional, nothing flagrant. A normal foul was called. Players were bumped, legs got entangled, and as the slow motion replay shows, hardwood contact can be hurtful.
What happened here? They got a little bit aggressive, and they tripped and fell, and so Granny Down, you have to stop the game, and then they have to be replaced for at least one round.
Players say Granny Downs are common, but injuries like this, they say, are rare. Once Wichita Arrowbells player Janice Urban got to the bench, she was surrounded by 5 of her fellow players who took turns being nurses on the spot.
Don't put it down.
She's laughing, so she's okay.
Nobody has ever bled before in 10 years. This is the first time I've seen it.
It's not that. It's just not.
This cut may leave a battle scar. Despite the injury, Janice Urban was ready to get back to playing.
I'm going back in. Come in, Coach. Come in. So we got to keep some pressure on it. No, you don't want to get a big one.
With so many carrying hands, Urban was about to be wrapped up like a mummy.
Well, that's come on, Gina. I have groupies here watching me. It's supposed to be a gentle game. It doesn't happen very often. But we do fall. We do fall down.
And for the record, Urban did get back in the game a bit later. That's Urban with the head wrap getting whistled for running. It was only a couple of minutes earlier she convinced the others she was ready to play again.
Oh, so are you playing forward?
Yeah. Are you okay? I'm going to give it a whirl.
Granny basketball is designed to allow shorter and inexperienced players an opportunity to play against those who played competitive ball in their youth. And Granny Ball still opens the door for women who played competitive ball to continue to play, even if it's at a slower, gentler pace.
Some people like to continue playing, and you can't find all women leagues anymore, and you can't find 3-on-3, and I'm too old to play with the 20-year-olds. So here I am, 50.
Kendra Banzan, at 50, is a comparative youngster on the Wichita ICT Sugar and Spice team. Banzan is from Mulvane.
So this is my wife, Kendra, in high school.
She actually was a first-team All-State basketball star on her Mulvane High School team in 1991. She went on to college and play and star for the Central Missouri Jennies team. Banzan then came full circle back to Mulvane schools, teaching agriculture and business and coaching.
And now I teach here and coach. I coach 8th grade now.
She looked forward to qualifying for Granny play so she could get back on the court. Now, it's not every Granny player who has a cheering squad on the sidelines, but Banzan does, because this is Mulvane, where hometowners know her as a player and teacher. What do you mean she's a bucket?
She's a walking bucket. She's going to make all of her shots she takes.
Students, former students, fellow teachers, and family alike are out rooting for her.
She's doing pretty good. She's already got 3 blocks. She's got at least 8 points so far. So I think she's doing pretty good out there.
Husband Darren channels what Coach Kendra might say to herself about her playing.
You know, she needs to go to the basket more. Play better defense. I've known her for 25 years, so I've got a whole slew of them.
Her teammates welcome the newcomer Banzan.
She's amazing, and she's so patient. And we're much older than her, so we're energized by her telling us what we should be doing. So we work on it, and we love it as she has come to us. Yeah. Get that rebound.
The players cheer each other on.
There it is. There it is.
These local teams have played exhibition games at some of the halftimes of the WSU Shocker men's and women's games. Those appearances.
It is us. It is us. That's us. I didn't know that.
And newsprint stories have increased the attention to Granny basketball locally. The Grannies say playing ball gives them a good physical workout and more.
Activity keeps a person young. Yes, it's healthy, it's fun, and as long as you can be active, the better off.
And we get to laugh a lot.
Yes, we do.
We'll laugh a lot.
And you meet a lot of good friends.
friends.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
We're having a great time, made a lot of new friends, in different towns where we play.
In these games, the two Wichita teams went through spells where seemingly they couldn't buy a basket, whereas the Oklahoma City team was regularly scoring. But that doesn't stop the Wichita Grannies from enjoying themselves.
It is fun. That's what it's all about. 1, 2, 3, Sunday.
The news about these leagues is spreading. And as the ladies say, Granny basketball is fun. Now, more than 500 women in 10 states play Granny League basketball. And no matter the score, these grannies are winning in the game of life. Doing more than just sitting at home. And that's a slam dunk. This is Chris Frank for Positively Kansas.
The Grannies are hoping to attract more Kansas players to form new teams, especially in the Wichita area. They might not have to travel as far for games if more teams can be organized locally.